The A-League season gets underway this week with a huge standalone women's round. Let's go chat to some of the stars at the season launch. What are you most excited for in particular about this upcoming A-League season?
22 games. I think having a longer season, something to be excited about.
I think that this year there's a big emphasis on the women and the men being together. A lot more emphasis on the women's game.
I think having the World Cup has definitely gotten everyone excited. It's felt like it's been a long time since the World Cup. It's gone so quick, but I think everyone's just really excited, especially now being a full home and away season as well.
I think it's going to be really competitive. I think now that a lot of the Matildas are back in the league, there's a lot more numbers that have come back, and I think it'll be exciting.
15 years ago was when I first wore the Mariners jersey as a 17-year-old, so a full circle moment for me to be back in the same colours where my professional career started, and really looking forward to doing something special with the girls this season.
There have already been lots of record memberships, which is pretty amazing, and there have been so many kids that have signed up to come to the games with the Liberty Pass. It must just be super cool that you're going to get to play in front of these massive crowds.
It's so cool. We love to see all the young kids out there watching us, and we really hope that we can inspire them and show them that there is a pathway.
It's your first time being in, I guess, a professional league. How are you feeling just being given this opportunity, being surrounded by so many great players?
Yeah, no, it's amazing. I'm going into a team that I've played with some of the players before, but we've also made some pretty good signings, some international players who have been in some very big leagues overseas. So I'm definitely excited to play alongside them and also be a part of a very competitive season against other teams.
And you're a Brisbane girl, you were born there, you're raised there, you played there. What made you want to move to the other side of Australia and play at Perth Glory?
I think just a new opportunity. Perth was really invested in me. They wanted me to come, and I think that said a lot about the club and what they were about. So yeah, I was excited for something new, a new opportunity, and I couldn't say no.
I guess your team has been super aggressive kind of with signing lots of big names. They've got Lydia Williams, Emily Gilnick, and this year do you think that'll be expecting some pretty big crowds?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I think we've got a really good balance of young players and old players, so more experienced, and that combination is going to suit us well. Like, we've actually got quite a lot of young Matildas, under 23 Matildas, and then a lot of like 16, 17, 18-year-olds, and then old players like Lydia and myself, and maybe Em Gilnick a little bit. She's getting pretty old. So, but good leaders, strong leadership. So hopefully we have a good squad, but we'll see how we go.
I guess no one really knew what to expect from Western United last year, given they had so many young players, and then you made it to a grand final with an extra year of training. I can't imagine how much the side has already improved.
Yeah, look, I'm really excited. We've had a couple of new players come in, but we've kept a core amount of girls. And for us, the first year was just about getting out there and having fun, and we did an incredible job. Saying that, it's going to be really fun because we've had a good lead in for our pre-season, but there's a lot of pressure that comes with getting to the grand final in your first year, and I think it'll speak volumes of us when we get out there and we do what we do best.
A few years ago you were having a health battle. What does it mean to be back in the A-League and now captaining the side?
Yeah, it's so cool. It's such an honour to represent Melbourne City as their captain, and I just can't wait to lead the group of girls. We've got such a strong squad, so I'm so excited and I'm so happy to be back.
And you've also got a Japanese player, Aquino, and she was the Golden Boot Players Player and Media's Player in the National Premier League in Victoria. What has she been like to train with so far?
Yeah, I actually hosted the NPL Awards, and I read her name out about 6 times that night. It was Golden Boot, Best Player, Wundura, best, whatever. So for me, I was like, okay, she's going to be a pretty decent player, and she's definitely shown how good she is in training. So it's hard for her with the language, but the team's helping her as much as they can, just getting her ready to play top-level football.
Canberra just missed out on finals last year, although they had an incredible season, and it was because of goal difference. What do you think are going to be some of the main improvements this season?
Yeah, goal difference, it was hard because it was so close, but so far. So I think it'll be definitely about goals, but also defensively. And we have a young team, so it's going to be really about lots of discipline and even though we're young, still having leaders in the team across the field, not just one individual person. So I think it's going to be a really good test for all of our youngsters because they're quality and really talented, so it's going to be awesome.
And the Mariners are really the only elite women's, just sporting team in the Central Coast, just kind of whole area, and there's a lot of really passionate football girls, so it just must be a great time to kind of get them into the sport and inspire them to play one day.
Yeah, definitely. I think on the coast there's such a community feel, and knowing that football is the number one sport on the coast as well is really exciting and cool to be a part of. I think knowing that we can inspire so many young boys and girls on the coast to follow their dreams and hopefully play in a Mariners jersey one day, and hopefully we can get loads of supporters and fans out week in, week out. It's a beautiful stadium up there right near the water, so it's a great little spectacle for people to come and watch us play this season.
And since the World Cup has finished, I guess a lot of people have been talking about how important it's going to be in affecting Australia, but also in New Zealand as well. As Kiwis, how much have you seen football grown in New Zealand just already?
Yeah, it's been huge. Like, there's been a huge buzz around the sport, and I would say, like, in many years to come, the attendance will keep growing from that event, and everyone got behind us, and we had amazing crowds, and yeah, everyone was supporting, so it was great.
People were recognising us in the airport, which has never really happened before, so it's really cool to see everyone getting behind us.
And just a bit about the World Cup for you personally, what did it mean as an Indigenous woman to get to meet Kathy Freeman during that time?
Yeah, that was incredible. She was who inspired me growing up when I was a 9-year-old girl, and to meet her, for her to come in and share her wise words, I had to hold back the tears because it was such a touching moment for me, and meant so much for her to come in and spend the time to speak to us and inspire us before we went on one of the biggest journeys of our careers.
The reason I got into the A-League and started watching it in the first place was going as a young kid, so it's pretty surreal to now see these young girls here, and I think it's cool that we get to have a bit of an impact because I remember being a youngster how much that meant to me.
We've got so many young players in the league now, and I think it's really cool for young girls to see, like, oh, it's actually closer than you think.
I think when I was younger, I didn't have the opportunity to go and watch games like young girls do now, and I think it's nice to have role models that you can aspire to be like. So yeah, I think it's good that young girls can come and watch our games, and it'll make the attendance in the stadiums a lot bigger, which is what we need. So yeah, it's exciting.
Do you think this is a real chance to just expand football in New Zealand?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said before, I think there's a lot more supporters for football, and especially female football. I think we're a lot more skillful now, and there's a lot more money and things going into women's football. So the more support we have, the better. We can't do what we love without the support behind us.
Melbourne Victory are using the home of the Matildas to play their home matches, and the first match is actually sold out, so that's also super cool.
Yeah, hopefully we can pack it out. I mean, my idea is if we get so many people there to capacity, we have to then move all the games to Amy Park, and that's an ideal scenario. So everyone come out. Too many people turn up, hopefully.